thank you. Tem alguém assistindo aí? Dá um oi pra nós. Também, se não quiser, dá um oi também. Vamos dormir, deixa eu ver. Oito, 10, 20. That's it. Oi, Stephanie, tudo bem? Seja bem-vinda. Vamos trabalhar então. O que eu ia falar? Eu esqueci. Eu não esqueci, na verdade. Acho que era isso mesmo. Anyway, Paulina, we have lesson 30 today. Meu Deus do céu, passou rápido, hein? Já estamos uma quinta ali depois da unidade, da metade do livro, eu acho que foi mais ou menos ali, né? Onde é que tinha aquele do Black Friday lá? Onde é que era? Né? É porque eu lembro, era 10, nossa. Porque eu lembro que na 10 tinha. Acho que eles estavam em sala ainda, né? A Jade e o Vitor estavam vindo, né? E agora faz uns dias que eles não vêm, né? Galerinha, obrigado por estarem conectados aí, tá? Gratiluz. Gratiluz, já vi essa? Gratiluz. Já viu essa por aí? Gratiluz. Gratiluz é gratidão e luz, entendeu? Gratiluz para vocês aí. Quero dizer que o Vitor é um manezão, tá? Primeiro. Depois, era isso mesmo, tá? Só isso que eu ia dizer. O que mais? Eu ia comentar alguma coisa agora, esqueci. Esqueci, como diria o outro. Sobre a... eu ia falar alguma coisa bem relevante. Não que tudo que eu falo é relevante, né, Vitor? Com certeza. Gente, então vamos lá. We have lesson 30. The word is yours. Okay? The word is yours, Paulina. Okay? So, as we are used to do in the beginning of the lesson, we always have the warm-up, right? We always have the warm-up here. And the warm-up today is about discussing and talking about necessities or luxuries, things that we really need in our life and things that we have, but we can live without, okay? For example, we have here iPhone, swimming pool, smartphone, motorcycle, flat screen TV, home theater, 3D printer, and computer. Okay? So, between these options, Paulina, which one do you consider necessities?
Maybe smartphone or computer.
Yes. Could be one of them. One of them. And Paulina, I can't live without a swimming pool. Yes. And I can't live without my iPhone. Right? No, I'm kidding. And how about luxuries, Paulina? What do you consider luxuries here?
Swimming pool and 3D printer.
3D printer, yes. Also, but unfortunately, I think I agree with you. But computer is really required nowadays, specific in times like this. That we have to work online, we have to study online. That's it. iPhone, we can have a smartphone instead of an iPhone and have the same functions. You can make calls, you can take pictures, you can use it as an alarm clock. Flat screen TV, no, you can have a normal TV, but today all televisions are flat. Flat. This is a flat. Flat. That's the technology. But we can live without TV in general, because the cell phone, um, the cell phone is like, can be like a computer, can be like a digital camera, can be, can performance many functions. Yes, but I would like to have a swimming pool.
Me too.
The only problem of having swimming pool is because you have many friends. Hey, my friend, how are you doing? And I miss you so much. When can I go to your house? Um, Sometimes I think you already saw on internet some memes about it.
Mhm.
I'm looking for a friendship with swimming pool. Procura amizade verdadeira que tem piscina. Like this. Okay. How was your day, Paulina? Your morning, sorry.
I thought I woke up 11 hour, no, 11 hour o'clock.
11 o'clock?
Mhm.
Okay. And how are the school stuff?
Yeah, I think yesterday I did a lot of EAD.
Uh-huh. A lot of assignments?
Yes.
About what?
Many things.
How are the English assignments?
Oi?
How are the English assignments? About what?
Foi sobre filmes and series.
Good. Fly higher. Book 2, book 3. Paulina, another point about the book that I want to tell you, I want to say you, is that you don't need to return, okay? You don't need to go back to study again. But if you want, you can do that. But in my opinion, Paulina, it's not your situation. We have other students, that can return, that must return because some of them didn't come here and it's their choice. We respect that. But for you, you know that you have this possibility, right? Everybody that study here, when you end up the course, you can return. No, and you don't pay anything else for that, you know. Uh, be that as it may, Paulina, would you like to return? No.
I don't know. I'm thinking about this.
Ah.
Porque a gente fez o livro 2 praticamente inteiro na EAD, né?
That's the point.
Pois é.
Yes, and I thought about it, Paulina, because book 2 we studied online, So I think in your case, if you want to return to study, a partir de quando foi o livro 2, Paulina? Sinceramente, eu não lembro.
Acho que foi da metade pra frente que a gente fez na EAD. Ou um pouquinho menos ainda.
Mas tipo, da 20 pra frente já não.
Não, acho que sei lá da 13, 14, por aí. Pra frente ali.
Porque eu tenho uma turma agora que tá na. Eu tenho uma turma que tá na 20 do livro 2. Se te interessasse, por acaso.
Quando que é?
Segunda e quarta é 5.
Que coisa tava tomando pra grande que eles acham.
Daí também tem, logo após as 6h30, tem bastante ônibus, né? Tipo, tem 6h40, se eu não estou enganado, e 7 horas.
Tem bastante.
Então é de boa voltar para casa também. Mas enfim. Mas aí só que também você vai fazer só 10 daí, né? Vai faltar talvez especificamente de onde foi que começou online. Eu não lembro de onde foi que começou também.
Eu também não lembro onde foi. Tem que ver o livro todo. Eu sempre faço uma anotação quando a gente está na aula presencial. Eu, na EAD, não fiz muita anotação.
Entendi.
Tem todo mundo.
Mas eu acho que é isso. Para você, então, por questão de, digamos assim, você vai ter que fazer de novo porque você não alcançou os objetivos. Eu acho que não é o teu caso, né? Eu acho não, tenho certeza, não é o teu caso. Mas se você quer voltar pela questão de você não ter feito, ótimo. Beleza? Tá. Que mais de turma? Tem uma turma que está iniciando livro 3 agora. Tem uma no sábado que está perto da 20 também. E tem uma da umas 4 que é no livro 3 também. Eu vou começar uma turma nova agora. Deixa eu ver. Final do mês agora, das 8h30 às 10. Dois, tá ali. Mas enfim, você pode trocar, fazer com o professor também, sempre isso. Words in action. 30 words in action. Bora lá, meus queridos. Se enrolamos um pouquinho mais hoje, que eu estava dando os recados paroquiais aqui. Fazendo umas rifas. Let's go there, Paulina. Go.
Book 3, Lesson 30, Words in Action. Flee,
Flee.
louse,
Louse.
botany,
Botany.
lid,
Late.
awful,
Awful.
hardship,
Hardship.
curb,
Curb.
reminder,
Reminder.
fate,
Fate.
turkey,
Turkey.
feast,
Feast.
vitamin,
Vitamin.
harvest,
Harvest.
seeds,
Seeds.
gear shift,
Gear shift.
reverse gear,
Reverse gear.
to heed,
To heat.
heated,
Heated.
heated,
Heated.
to bump,
To bump.
bumped,
Bumped.
bumped,
Bumped.
to reverse,
To reverse.
reversed,
Reversed.
reversed,
Reversed.
to reap,
To reap.
reaped,
Reaped.
reaped,
Reaped.
to reckon,
To reckon.
reckoned,
Reckon.
reckoned,
Reckon.
to sow,
Sold.
sowed,
Sold.
sowed,
Sold.
to spin,
To spin.
spun,
Spun.
spun,
Spun.
to skip,
To skip.
skipped,
Skipped.
skipped,
Skipped. Muito bem, Paulina. Let me check one thing here. What is that? Oh, got it. Of course. Esqueci. Uhum. Top spinning, a primeira ali. Ok. Paulina, about vocabulary, you have any question?
Tem duas. No feast, festa, carne também na festa, qual a diferença?
Where is that? Tô cego?
Tá na segunda coluna, terceira.
Feast. Paulina, in this case, you know, like Oktoberfest?
Yes.
That way, that kind of party, you know?
Festa maior, algo assim.
Like uma festa, como é que a gente fala em português? Uma festa étnica, vamos colocar assim, como se fosse um festival. Em outros países do mundo, tá? Assim como nós, mas mais na região sul, que a gente tem esses hábitos europeus e tal, eles têm muito esses festivais, né? Certo? Como se fosse um festival, tá? Uma festa nesse sentido de festival, que engloba vestimentas e comida típica, tá? Inclusive, deixa eu conferir aqui como é que é a grafia de Oktober, que eu sempre esqueço. Fast. Então, tem uma explicação, digamos, por que algumas palavras são de determinado jeito. Olha só. Porque as palavras, elas obedecem uma linha cronológica, digamos assim. Elas apareciam em outro idioma, tá? Ah, então vamos entender assim, quando a gente fala, tem uma da disciplina que eu estudei uma vez, um pouco só, na verdade, não prestar atenção, mas por isso que a gente chama de Science Cultura também. Essa disciplina é interessante porque ela explica a origem, a história e a evolução das palavras. Tá? Quando a gente tem, por exemplo, algumas palavras que, tipo, ignição, tem encontro consonantal GN, por exemplo, que não é de origem portuguesa. Não tem português. A gente herdou do latim, tá? E veio vindo, veio evoluindo, tá? Então, por exemplo, a palavra fist, né? É assim, né? Certo? Então, provavelmente, digamos que essa palavra seja de origem do latim, eu não sei, eu estou deduzindo, tá? E daí, olha o que aconteceu com ela. Ó, ela meio que ganhou uma outra, com o passar do tempo, né? A pronúncia dela e a escrita dela evoluindo para esse padrão aqui, tá? Se a gente for estudar, por exemplo, o nome disso é etimologia, tá? Tem a questão da etimologia. Então, deixa eu até colocar aqui para a gente tirar dúvida. Etimologia. Festa. Ó, etimologia de festa é semelhante àquela do festival. A palavra fest, uma carta diferente, vem do inglês médio, do francês médio, da palavra latina festa. A festa primeiro entrou em uso como substantivo por volta de 1200. E a festa foi usada como verbo por volta de 1300. Então ele traz essa, sabe? Etymology, cadê? Etymology, quer ver? Na verdade, era festus no latim, né? Depois um latim mais moderno virou festa. Então, são essas variações das palavras, tá? Quando a gente tem, por exemplo, alguma palavra que no português parece com, digamos, com outro idioma, provavelmente acontece essa linha temporal, digamos assim, tá? Certo? Tá, a primeira era feast.
Aí, to have no. Quer contar? Tipo, vai contar uma história? Tipo, contar de novo. 1, 2, 3.
Reckon? Contar. Deixa eu ver aqui. Reckon. Mas não é de. Tem uma aplicação para essa frase, cadê? Reckon. Me ajude a achar, Paulinho. Reckon. Lá no Speak Up.
Tá, na 10.
Hã?
Na 10. Na resposta.
É de reconhecer, então, neste caso. Tá? Vamos conferir. Reckon meaning. Tipo assim, tá. The action or process of calculating or estimating something. A person's view, opinion or judgment. Tá? Mais antigo é no sentido de contas, tá? Mas pode ser opinião, tá? Mas é reconhecer, sim. Reconhecer, digamos que, putz, eu reconheço que tem algo errado, tá? Consigo ver isso. Certo? Aqui, ó, na 10, I think there is something wrong. Eu acho que tem algo errado. Daí a pessoa fala, I reckon there is something wrong. Pode ser também, Paulina. Eu calculo que tem algo errado. Tá? Porque não pode que tenha fechado errado que isso esteja, digamos assim. Você me mostra uma frase, ele ia falar, Paulina, calculo que tem alguma coisa errada aqui. Tem alguma coisa estranha, não estou conseguindo te dizer qual é, mas tá certo? Não está correto, tá? Então é calcular de reconhecer, como sinônimo de reconhecer algo, tá? Não calcular de 3 mais 2, beleza? Era essas, beleza. That's it. Voltou aí, parou de travar já? Ops. Paulina, top spinning. This is top spinning. Remember these spinners? Tinha. So, spin means turn. Means turning, you know? Paulina, are you good on that? Did you have top spinning?
Yes, one time when I was a child.
Child. I had to, and I have good memories. I remember that I played with my friends, but I never, I couldn't to use the thread correctly, a linha, o fio que você enrolava no peão, assim. I was not good on that, And I remember that there was I had some friends that could do some tricks with that. I played top spinning, and top spinning is spinning, right? And then they could use the thread or the string, and like this, and the top spinning jump, so they were good at doing tricks. Do you remember this, Paulina? No.
This?
Lots of tricks with the top spinning.
Mhm.
Let me find here. Like this. And they weren't professional like this. But I remember that they could catch the top spin in their hands, and I stay like. Não foi assim. Eu jogava com o chão. Não, assim não. Yes, I remember that they throw. Eles atiravam, jogavam, o top spin on the floor, and they could catch the top spin again using the string, and take and catch again in their hands, and the top spin continued spinning in their hands. Yes, and then they throw again on the ground, and it was really really good, For a child, everything is wonderful, I remember that we played doing, I don't know what we had in our mind, but I remember now that we used to design waterfalls. Doesn't make sense, waterfalls. We took some sands, some mud, and we designed some waterfalls, and then we took a bucket full of water, and we dropped the water in this course, of waters, but just for fun. And I remember that we went to my friend's house, and we made a lot of mess. That, of course, mud and water. You know what? The result. I remember it was fun. And then another time, sometime later, I always said, "Hey man, when we are going to make another waterfall?" And he said, "No, the man didn't like that day, so I think it's better to make in our house." I said, "No, my house, my mother don't want." It's like this. Paulina, do you drive?
I know how to drive.
You know how to drive. And did you learn how to reverse your car?
Yes, I know.
Really?
Yes.
And when you reverse the car, the time to reverse it, did you bump the curb, Paulina? No bump. It's not bater, but it's like touch. Like curb. Here, I will show you. This is the curb.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
The car touched the curb.
Sometimes.
And what did your father say? Stop. Break it. Okay, that's it. Paulina, as I used to say, um, for the most odd that can be the question, the most important is for us is trying to answer that. Like number 3 is an example of that. How was last year's soybeans harvest in Brazil? I think you probably don't know this information,
Yeah.
but what can you say about it?
I think is the harvest soybeans in Brazil was good. I think.
Yeah, if it was good as usual, because Brazil is, I think, is the biggest soybean producer in the world, you know, and for the future, Brazil will reach, you know, the top world food producer in the world, you know, because we have many potential in this area, you know. Uh, okay, Paulina. Actually, I don't like, of course, I like get in touch with this information because I like to understand Brazil in general. I like to understand the stuff. How is that area? How is this area? What's the government doing or what the government is not doing? You know, I always like to get in touch with the infos about my country. I think it's interesting that. Paulina, when you were a child, Paulina, did you enjoy playing rope skipping?
Sim.
You know that? I will show you here. This is rope skipping, right? Did you enjoy?
More or less. I don't like too much.
Yes. I didn't like either because um, I was always taller than other people. And I really faced it difficult to skip. You know, everybody say, oh, when the rope cross your head, you skip. No, quando a corda passa na cabeça, you skip. And I've always tried that, but I was never good. I remember there was a game that we used to play. It's like Fogo, Foguinho, Fogão, remember? Fire, little fire, big fire. That's it. Means, you know, the intensity of the skip roping, you know. The rope skipping. Calma, tô nervoso, pulou, inverti. Coloquei o ING onde não deveria. That's it. Paulina, skip can be literally jump, but also means something like an example of number 6 there. Okay. For example, Vitor, cadê a Jade? Quer ver ela mandar oi? Agora eu vou ignorar o oi dela. Vou até fechar a câmera aqui. Esqueci o que eu estava falando. About 6. For example, Jade, Stephanie, and Victor, they are skipping the presential classes. You know, they are missing like this. I think for you this question doesn't make sense, right, Paulina?
Right.
But
Então, I didn't skip anything.
you didn't skip.
Yes.
And how about classes at school? Online classes about in your school?
Sometimes.
Sometimes you have online classes.
No, only homeworks.
Okay. But you can do all the homework
Yes.
or facing difficult sometimes.
Sometimes in algumas matérias.
Some subjects like math,
Physical.
physics,
And chemistry.
chemistry. What are you studying in physics?
A gente estava trabalhando sobre gravidade.
Gravity
Isso.
and chemistry.
Chemistry, a gente trabalhando molécula. Aqueles negócios de molde, sabe?
Aqueles negócios de tira, como é que é nome? De ligação lá também? Ligação lá?
Aprendi no passado daí.
Você tá no segundo, então.
Então,
Tá certo. I don't remember how I was approved in chemistry at school because I was full, Remember full? Bocó, like this. I was full in chemistry. I think because I always had a good relation with the teachers. I always respected them, I always paid attention in class. But when I tried to do something specific in math is the same situation. When I paid attention in class, I've changed my seat, for getting away of my friends, for not talking during the explanation of the teacher. But I didn't understand a thing of math.
for me, math is easy.
It's easy. Yes, and it's also, it's not a sorrow, desculpa, assim, but for teenagers, the connection with the teacher is really important because we don't motivate ourselves by ourselves, por conta própria, nossa própria, right? We get motivated by external things. In my case, it was like this. I don't know about you, and I didn't like the teacher. So that time, I didn't have maturity to, the teacher is like this, but the way he is doesn't influence my performance in the class. But I couldn't make it apart. Não conseguia separar as coisas. I didn't like the teacher and I like kind of blocked the classes. Specifically because the teacher always treated the girls differently. For example, I remember someday that we were checking our grades, For example, how was your performance in the last math test? And I took 5. And you took 5 too, And your grade in the report, I think report card, report card in the boletim? Report card was 7 and mine was 5. Things like this, that I didn't understand. All because all the time he always treated the girls differently. It was really frustrating, the situation. But anyway, but I remember that I had good teacher of math in the secondary school from 5th grade until 8th grade. Era quinta, oitava série, né? Não fiz nono ano. So that's it, Paulina. That's it. Paulina, what does you reap what you sow mean?
Colher esse meu serviço. I think it means when I do sometimes good, I receive something good too.
Receive something good?
Yes.
I agree. That's it. The meaning of that is exactly like this. When you do something good or bad, you will get the same thing. Do you believe on that, Paulina?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah? Okay, that's it. So you reap what you sow. Here is a good example for the next subtitle of your picture, your next picture on Instagram. Ok? Pô, por que eu pulei? Eu tinha pulado isso aí, né? Eu tinha pulado, agora que eu li aqui, que eu tinha pulado. Tô viajando, Vanessa. Paulina, number 7 na nosso WB4, 7, né? Do you hate road signs, Paulina?
O que seria o road sign?
Road signs is like, stop,
Ah, me liguei. Barra de trânsito.
don't turn right. Do you hate like, do you follow, do you obey like this? Things like this?
I need, but when I will drive, I do it more. Like, tipo, eu presto atenção, mas quando eu for dirigir, eu vou prestar mais atenção.
Yes. And when you know the area you are driving, you don't pay attention on that because you understand the pace of the traffic, o ritmo, you know. I know that here in this street, I need to stop here on the corner. No, and when I'm there, I need to look right to check if there is any car coming. And when I cross in front of a hotel and I cross in front of Marine, I know that I need to brake the car because we get used to the traffic. You know, but when I go to another city and I am driving there, I really pay attention because it's dangerous. It's another area, so you get used it. Okay, did you get my point?
Yes, I get.
Mm-hmm. Paulina, you know what is fate?
Destino?
Yes. Do you believe on it?
Yes, I believe.
You believe in your fate?
Mhm.
Okay. Yes. Most of times I believe, but sometimes I ask to myself if this is true. But I don't know, Paulina, because I understand that we make choices,
Mhm.
and these choices will drive us to some ways. You know?
Mas, tipo, eu tentei escolher no passado, tipo, por mais que eu escolha pra direita, alguma coisa pra me levar pro parede. Eu fico no mesmo lugar onde eu tinha que ficar, no destino.
I get it. Understand you. But I'm divided. Sometimes I believe on that. Sometimes I believe that we make our the stuff. It's crazy about. Actually, it's not an easy topic to discuss because we have many point of view. There isn't. Oh, that's it. This is true. I can say something and you can say another thing. And okay, right? But I don't know, Paulina, because when we talk about fate, we talk about, for example, do you believe that is a fate to someone to become a homeless person? Believe it's a fate for someone.
No.
This point, I respect you. I understand your point, but this person, and I'm not judging her or him. No, sorry, I'm not judging them. I'm not judging them. I'm only saying that these people made choices in the past, and these choices will drive them to some place that this is my point. When we say, oh, that's the fate, we normaliza. Você normaliza, acho que é tender, uma coisa. Normalizar. Normalize. We normalize many injustice in the world. I understand your point about life. For example, I think you believe that your fate in the future is going to Japan, okay? And I believe my fate is to work as a diplomat in the future. I really believe on that. But when we talk about faith all the time, we normalize injustice in the world. People who are that suffer prejudice, people who are killed by guns, for example, people who are many bad situations of society, many bad aspects of society. We say, oh, that's the fate. But maybe you are not saying that. You are saying specifically for the good aspect of life. I'm talking about the bad side of it. Ok? Mas eu entendi o que você quer dizer. Eu acho que quer dizer mais no sentido do belo da vida, assim, digamos. A gente viver algo bom, tipo, é o destino, entendeu? Foi o destino que eu tinha que vir trabalhar aqui, eu tinha que conhecer você, o Vitor, tal. Nesse ponto você tá falando, talvez? Uhum. Eu entendo, mas eu já refleti muito, assim, sabe, sobre isso, e hoje, and now I think it's 50% fate, 50% choice. Because, if it's fate, we accept the injustice, we accept many things that could be different, So, I return when I say that we are responsible for our choices. And that's great, but that's not simple, it's not, oh, that's it, or that's not. Fate, faithful, fatídico. That's it, Paulina. That was a perfect talk time. Paulina. Let's turn the page. Any question here? More? No? Can we finish this part?
No, tudo bem. Certo.
That's okay. Fate. Destravou, ninguém me respondeu mais, né? Vou dar um emoji aqui para mandar a galera do YouTube. O destino deve estar nas mãos. Nossa, quando fala a palavra. That's it, Paulina. Useful expressions we have there. After you, at last, to button your lip, to be cross. After you, Paulina, read for us.
Let's get inside. After you.
Remember Teacher Girafales and Mrs. Florinda? Would you like to get in and have a cup of coffee? Remember when they say, okay? Would you like to get in and have a cup of coffee? Remember? They say, and then they say, after you. Like this. This example was the best example of book 3. The very best example. Yesterday, no, 2 days ago, I was watching Chaves with my nephew. And I was watching the Madruga's birthday and another one that they try to play football, American football, Have you watched this episode?
I don't remember.
There is an episode that everybody, they are trying to give a surprise party to, they are going to give a birthday party to Mr. Madruga, and everybody says that he's feeling old, and everybody says for him that he's old. And he thinks that he will die. and he looks in the mirror and he see a school, you know? Yes, a school. This episode is perfect. And Chaves make gossips because he listen people trying to, because they're gonna kill a chicken. They're gonna kill a chicken for to make a dinner or something special for Madruga. And and Chaves listen that, oh, so we can use an axe, you know, axe, that we learned in last class. Uh, so I will hit the axe in its neck, you know, in the neck. And Chaves listened that, Mr. Madruga, they will hit you with the axe. Who? Kiko, and Kiko will kill you. That's really fun. But the one situation that he listened the conversations out of a context. That's why he makes this confusion. That's really funny. Not funny, but Chaves is that thing. We know the end. We know how the story will be in the end. We always understand that Sor Barriga will be heated by Chaves, that Chaves will be heated by Madruga, and Mr. Madruga will be heated by Mrs. Florinda, and you know, it's always the same situation. Anyway, but it's a classic series. Anyway, Paulina, at last, olha só, you work all day long, you know, and you want to stay alone. You want to be quiet with yourself, you know. And you say, alone at last. Yes, that's it. Or, finalmente chegamos, you know, can be, em outro contexto, esse at last, né, tirado daí pode funcionar dessa forma. But on your lip, Paulina, it's like, close your mouth, shut up, don't tell it to anyone, you know, but on your lip, nobody can know anything about that, you know? Okay? But on your lip, fecha a boca. Or passa um zíper nessa boca aí, né? Ó, como é que a gente pegava o negócio e, não, fazia assim, e jogava fora a chave. You remember that?
Yes. Aí fazia muito isso quando era criança.
Nós estamos se sentindo meio, depois já. Dor nas costas, cabelo branco. Ó, fala cabelo branco, Deus livre. That's it, Paulina. To be cross, Paulina. Read for us.
Don't be cross with me. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Okay, Paulina, don't be cross with me. It's like, I didn't mean to say that. You know, I say something that hurts you. You know? And I say, I don't know. People who don't like coffee I hate people who don't like coffee. And you get hurt with that. No. People who don't like coffee are normal people. And I say, no, they aren't. And I say, Paulina, don't be cross, you know? Don't be cross. I didn't mean to hurt you. Tipo, não me leve a mal. Right? Don't be cross.
Entendi. A gente já tinha aprendido uma expressão para fazer classe também, não tinha?
I don't remember, Paulina.
Algumas sessões atrás, eu lembro de um tipo, não vai falar.
Let's check. Job security. Cai no sono.
Aqui, ó, no 25.
Oh.
Get wrong.
Get me wrong and don't be cross with me. Bem espanhol.
Uma coisa também.
That's it, Paulina. So after you, at last, to button your lip and to be cross. Paulina, I think next class we can check the audios that you are recording to me. I've heard all of them, but I can give you a feedback of them the next class. I think we can have two more classes, not classes, but talking about doing the simulator, right? I think will be good for you, Paulina. Really good for you to finish, to end up this period here. Tá travando muito. Ah, Vitão. Não sei te dizer o que que deu, tá? Ok, Paulina. Useful expressions, como é que a gente está fazendo, Paulina? É duas, né?
É.
Duas que você aplica, que você cria a frase, e daí, enfim, speak up, depois daí a gente confere, né? Do you want to show me something about the speak up of the last class? Okay. I love these papers. O destino deve estar. Agora ficamos na cabeça. Aquilo decepcionado. Que pena. Que pena. A gente estragou tudo. Nossa senhora, escorre até uma lágrima dele. Nothing matters more than family. I usually fall asleep while reading a book. I usually fall asleep while using the cell phone at night. She took an hour to walk up the hill. She took an hour to walk up the hill. Ah, tá. He, she. Okay. You need to calm down and sit. Uh-huh. That's it, Paulina. Thanks so much. Let's go there, Paulina.
Book 3, Lesson 30. Speak up. You're being rude to me.
Don't be cross. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Spring starts tomorrow.
Winter time is over at last.
Can I talk about the plan?
Button your lip. The plan is secret.
What do you think is good to do?
Going camping is a good thing to do.
Why are they cleaning the farmhouse?
The house is infested with fleas.
Can I help you?
I just can't open the jar lid. It's stuck.
What are the farmers reaping?
The farmers are reaping the wheat crop.
I can reverse your car for you.
Can you reverse the car safely?
What happened to your car?
I bumped the car against the curb.
I think there's something wrong.
I reckon there's something wrong.
What is the boy doing?
The boy is spinning out of control.
I usually skip breakfast.
It's not a good idea to skip breakfast.
Why have the farmers been so busy?
It is corn harvest time.
Was it hard for him to stop smoking?
It was no hardship for him to stop smoking.
What does the coffee taste like?
The coffee tastes awful.
Did he heed his parents' reminders?
He ignored his parents' reminders.
Okay, that's it, Paulina. Paulina, you are being rude to me. You are being rude to me, Paulina.
Don't be cross. I didn't mean to hurt you.
Spring starts tomorrow.
Winter time is over at last.
It's like winter time. Ele poderia só ter posto winter is over.
Não é como se fosse inverno, então.
Yes. That's it. Thanks, Paulina. Spring starts tomorrow. Oops. Can I talk about the plan?
But on your list, the plan is secret.
What do you think is good to do?
One camping is a good thing to do.
Why are they cleaning the farmhouse, Paulina? Farmhouse, it's a house on the farm.
Um,
Okay?
assim,
It's like casa de campo, you know? Casa da fazenda, you know?
the house is infested with fleas.
Please, yeah. Can I help you?
I just can't open the jar lid. It's stuck.
Okay. Like this, Paulina. I will show you image for you. Can be like this. Here. You can open the jar lid. This is the lid. It's stuck. It's stuck, right? Like this. What are the farmers reaping?
The farmers are reaping the wheat crop.
Wheat crop can be like safra. The wheat is trigo, right? Wheat crop. The crop is like safra. I can reverse your car for you, Paulina.
Can you reverse the car safely?
What happened to your car?
I bumped the car against the curb.
Okay, against,
Against. De novo.
contra.
Ah,
Again is like de novo, but against, contra.
entendi.
I think there is something wrong.
I reckon there's something wrong.
What is the boy doing?
The device is spinning out of control.
Yes. I usually skip breakfast.
It's not a good idea to skip breakfast.
Why have the farmers been so busy?
It's for the harvest time.
You know, harvest time? Período de colheita, né? Was it hard for him to stop smoking?
It was no hardship for him to stop smoking.
Does the coffee taste like
The coffee taste is awful.
awful? It's like bad, Paulina.
Mm.
It's pessimo. Coffee doesn't taste awful. It depends. If it's Café Gnali, it's awful, but it's another coffee, it's delicious. Did he heed his parents' reminders?
She ignored his parents' reminders.
Okay, reminders like advices, you know? That's it, Paulina.
Não, talvez arte seria mesmo. Deixa eu ver se eu não sei se eu quero.
It's like dificuldade. Não houve dificuldade, né, para ele parar de fumar, né? It's hardship. Ok, Paulina.
Ok.
That's it. That's it,
Tem que
Paulina.
fazer as trocas e os olhos também, esqueci.
Let's do. Can be 6 again, 2 times. How is been your experience doing that, Paulina?
It's good. I like it.
You like it? I think it's even I don't know in the future if you are going to keep being my student, even if the other teacher don't recommend you to do that, keep doing, because it's a way to improve your vocabulary even more. Because okay, I check here 16 sentence, or I have winter time is over at last. The movie is over at last. The class is over at last. Pay attention and that we can apply. We can give another approach to one sentence. We can look it in different ways. And that's the idea, you know?
Yes.
People used to change only related to the topic that is talking about. For example, winter time is over. Summertime, springtime. But remember that we can talk about other areas, you know, like the class is over, the movie is over, the series is over. Examples, right?
Correct.
That's it, Paulina. So, no questions here, Mark? No?
No.
17, okay? Actually, I don't like these questions. I think in my life, so to be a winner, don't be a loser. I don't like that because everybody acts, everybody perform the best they can with what they have. I do my best with what I have. You do your best with what you have. I don't believe in winner or loser. Doesn't mean if you don't go to Japan next year that you are a loser. Because you planned to go there next year, but you don't go next year, but you go later. I said to you, you are a loser. You are not a winner. I don't believe in that. But in this case, Paulina, let's try to focus on that. What motivates you to be a winner?
I think it's motivated me.
You motivate yourself.
Yes.
That's it, Paulina. That's really important, not putting the motivation in external things, because we can get frustrated. I'm motivated with my girlfriend, but maybe tomorrow we break up. And where is my motivation now? That's the point. That's the point. Paulina, we have a text here, really crazy, really interesting, really reflecting. It's about the flea story. We play the audio for you, Paulina, and we get. I think we will like that. Can I play the audio for us? Let's go there. Go.
Book 3, Lesson 30, Listening and Talking. The Flea Story.
The flea story.
Some fleas were placed in a jar with a lid on it. The fleas began to jump desperately and hit the lid in their attempt to escape.
That's it, Paulina. I think we're gonna check the paragraphs. One paragraph, two paragraphs, and we go on like this. Read for us, Paulina.
Some fleas were placed in a jar with a lid on it. The fleas began to jump desperately and hit the lid in their attempt to escape.
Yes. Okay, Paulina. The fleas were put in a jar with a lid, and they were, repeat, Paulina, desperately. 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 And all they were hit the lid. Estava tipo, batendo in the lid to try to escape. Okay?
After a time, the fleas started jumping lower and lower in order to avoid smacking their heads on the lid.
Go there, Pauline.
After a time, the fleas started jumping lower and lower in order to avoid smacking their heads on the lid.
Okay, Pauline, repeat. Smacking.
Smacking.
Smacking. Smacking is like amassar. Amassar, né? Tipo, macetar a cabeça, né? So they started jumping lower and lower, cada vez mais baixo, né?
When they got used to the fact that they could not escape, the lid was removed. But the fleas continued to jump low, thus never escaping the jar.
Okay.
When they got used to the fact that they could not escape, the lid was removed, but the fleas continued to jump low, thus never escaping the jar.
Thus, Paulina, portanto, tá? Portanto, not escape, the lid was removed, né? Então a tampa foi removida, but the fleas continued to jump low, thus never escaping the jar, né? E assim ou portanto, tanto faz. Nunca escapando, né?
Since the fleas believed they could never get out of the jar, they stopped trying. They never even bothered looking up and see that the lid was no longer there.
But since the fleas believed they could never get out of the jar, they stopped trying. They never even bothered looking up and see that the lid was no longer there.
Yes, the lid was no longer there. Okay, Paulina, that's it. Okay. Okay, this part.
Alert.
Bother, it's like incomodado. Às vezes incomodado, né? Olhando e vendo que a tampa não estava mais lá, né? Was no longer there.
What is the purpose of this short yet meaningful story? Many people are a lot like the fleas in the story. They believe that the sky is the limit and that there is nothing they cannot do. During the course of life, however, through the hardships and obstacles, they conclude they cannot go on beyond that and can grow no more. They believe that it is their world and fate. They believe that if they keep on trying, they will bump their heads. They may also give up and quit easily when they discover that things are harder than they expected. And there are those people who have hit their heads so often in the past that they are afraid to even try to jump. You should never act like the fleas in the story. You were made to bring forth the potential that God has gifted you with. Do not ever doubt your capacity to fly higher. Believe in yourself and work hard towards your goals. Have no fear. Decide to be a winner. Fly higher and higher. If you are 100% serious about building success, you will end up at the top. The world is yours.
Nossa, empolgação. Okay, Paulina, the last part now, it's okay for you?
Yes, it's okay.
Aham. Alguma palavrinha, alguma coisa?
Acho que eu não entendi, eu deu para entender por causa do contexto.
That's it. No problem, Paulina. No problem. Gifted, no penúltimo parágrafo, Paulina, segunda linha. Has gifted. That God has gifted you.
Tipo, errado?
Dado, presenteado, né? Do not ever doubt your capacity. Não
Não.
doubt. Tipo, não se questione, não se pergunte, não duvide, tá? Doubt, na verdade, é dúvida, tá? Em outros contextos. Okay? That's it, Paulina. Paulina, you think you are constantly improving yourself?
Yes, I think that.
You think that? Okay, how?
In many areas, seja isso aí mesmo para tipo, intelectual ou coisinha boba assim, bem tirar essas coisas. Todo dia a gente está aprendendo alguma coisa nova.
Of course. What is your attitude, Paulina, towards a challenge? Like em direção, right? Towards like in direção, you know? What is your attitude towards a challenge? My attitude is sleeping. And yours?
To learn a little, to aprender aos poucos, assim.
Step by step or little by little?
Então, to learn a little by little.
Little by little. Esse by é com Y, tá? Little by little. Little by little. You know? You remember, Paulina, willing. Are you willing to pay the price to be successful? Are you willing? It's like, are you able? Are you up to? Você está afim, você está disposta to pay the price to be successful?
Yeah, I think.
This question is, I don't like this kind of approach, you know, to be successful. How to be successful, you know? Come on. What can be obstacles to success, Paulina?
Maybe a bad day or bad people that to entra no seu caminho assim. Mas nada que a gente não possa esperar.
Get in your way.
Yes.
I think the obstacles for some people is ourselves. You know, for example, people who have conditions, we have a family, we have a house, we have conditions, financial conditions, and uh, and can't move away, right? Can move up towards what they want, because I think the greatest obstacles in this case is ourselves. Only in this case, if you are, you live with your family, if you don't worry about bills, things like this, and you don't go toward what you want, I think the the biggest responsible for that is yourself. You know, that's it for me. That was good. Let's do the last part here, the listening, reading practice, Paulina. We're gonna talk about Thanksgiving now, and we can finish here at this part. Um, that's it, Paulina. We have so listening and reading practice. I will play the audio for us, like we always do. Let's check.
Book 3, Lesson 30, Listening and Reading Practice. Thanksgiving is a great national holiday in the USA.
Can you tell me something about it?
We celebrate it on the fourth Thursday in November. We have festive meals, parades, football, family gatherings, and of course, turkey.
Turkey.
That's right. The traditional Thanksgiving menu includes roast turkey. Sometimes it is informally called the Turkey Day. Besides turkey, we also eat mashed potatoes and gravy, yams, corn, cranberry sauce, and pumpkin pie. For many Americans, Thanksgiving is all about spending time together, catching up, and enjoying one another's company.
What is the origin of this holiday?
The first Thanksgiving was in 1621, when the Pilgrims invited the Indians to a 3-day feast to celebrate the autumn harvest. From then on, Thanksgiving became a reminder to give thanks for the good things and providential events in our lives. Many American families make Thanksgiving dinner special by saying grace, a special prayer of thanks.
Yes. Tem algumas comidas ali, Paulinha, você pegou aquela parte?
Tem algumas que eu não sabia que você tinha.
Gravy, it's like molho de carne, tá? That, huh?
Yams.
Yams, it's yummy. Conhece não? It's like, é tipo uma, é tipo uma mandioca, sabe? It's like this, yummy. É tipo uma raiz assim, sabe?
Sim. Uhum.
Parece batata doce, né? Yams. Corn, ok?
Okay.
Cranberry sauce.
No.
Então, cranberry sauce, eu não sei o que é nem em português, tá? Pumpkin pie. Nossa, como é que deve ser uma de morango? De abóbora, quer dizer?
Não sei.
Deve ser bom, né?
Deve bom.
Deixa eu pesquisar aqui se tem uma receita de torta de abóbora. Nossa, bicho. Nossa, olha ali, parece
É que bonito.
tipo empadão, né?
Uhum.
Nossa. Quero. That's it. Paulina, let's try to do the listening for understanding. We have 3 minutes. The quiz we can do next time. Let's check. Women are worse drivers than men, Paulina. Let's check. What is Sim's point of view about it? Let's check.
Book 3, Lesson 30, Listening for Understanding. Women are worse drivers than men. What's Sean's point of view about it? I feel we cannot generalize. Males are best and females are worse. It is just individual talent and even personality.
Tá tirando as coisas aí. Yo, individual talent and personality. Yes, I agree. I agree with it, Paulina. Okay, you wanna listen again?
Drivers than men. What's Sean's point of view about it?
I feel we cannot generalize. Males are best and females are worse. It is just individual talent and even personality.
Ok.
Ok.
29? Rolou, bicho. Valeu, galera. Thanks for watching. Ninguém falou nada? Eu mando mensagem para vocês no privado depois, tá? Conversando sobre. Quero acertar algumas coisinhas com vocês, tá bom? Valeu? É nóis. Valeu, falou.